Right now, despite a recent directive from the Trump administration, Governor Tony Evers says Wisconsinites will continue to receive food share benefits. His reason, next. And other issues continue to impact Americans as the longest shutdown in the nation's history continues. The latest on Capitol Hill. And despite the cold, thousands took to the streets for the Madison Marathon. Our Nash Derrick catches up with the athletes who conquered the trek. That's all coming up on News 3 Now at 5:30. Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Jalen Banks. It is now day 40 of the government shutdown. And while senators are at work on Capitol Hill, they still don't seem much closer to resolving the impasse. Without government funding, millions of SNAP recipients are in limbo. And air travelers are starting to see some disruptions. Willie James Inman reports from the White House.
Senators returned to Capitol Hill for a rare Sunday session aimed at ending the ongoing government shutdown. As they worked through the weekend, the two parties still appeared far apart on a deal to end the stalemate, with Democrats pushing for a one-year extension of health care tax credits, and Republicans arguing Democrats must first vote on a funding measure before they'll discuss the issue.
The Democrat leader's proposal is a non-starter for the Republican majority.
Doing nothing is derelict because people will go bankrupt, people will lose insurance, people will get sicker.
The shutdown continues to impact more than 40 million Americans who rely on SNAP food assistance. While there's legal debate over keeping the program funded, benefits remain in jeopardy.
I don't know how long the shutdown's going to last, and if we don't get SNAP until the shutdown's over, we could end up literally starving.
Air travelers are also feeling the shutdown's impact. The FAA has imposed flight restrictions on 40 U.S. airports to relieve some of the pressure on air traffic controllers. Since cuts began on Friday, more than 1,000 flights have been canceled each day.
So I'm just rolling with the punches. I'm never in a hurry, but hopefully things get back on track soon so everybody can get the business time taken care of.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy warned on Fox News Sunday travel disruptions could get worse.
As I look 2 weeks out, as we get closer to Thanksgiving travel, listen, I think what's going to happen is you're going to have air travel slow to a trickle. As everyone wants to travel to see their families, I think we're going to see air traffic controllers, very few of them coming to work.
Multiple airlines are offering ticketed travelers rebooking and refund options because of the shutdown. Willie James Inman, CBS News, Washington.
And here in our state, Governor Tony Evers is refusing to follow that directive. The state released food share funding early morning on November 7th, following a federal judge's order to the administration to release SNAP payments in full in response to additional directives from the Trump administration to undo the issuance of funding. Evers says the following. No, pursuant to and consistent with an active court order, Wisconsin legally loaded benefits to cards, ensuring nearly 700,000 Wisconsinites, including nearly 270,000 children, had access to basic food and groceries. He continues, we are eager for the court to resolve this issue by directing the Trump administration to comply with court orders and provide the certainty that the many Wisconsin families and businesses who rely on food share. Something we'll continue to keep our eye on and cover. But for now, let's go ahead and get a look at your first warn forecast. Blaze?
Yes, we are watching as the last of the light to moderate snow activity and flurry activity is wrapping up across southern Wisconsin. We'll take it into the Beltline and south in Dane County. That's where we find one of those more light to moderate snow showers stretching from, say, Middleton all the way back into Rutland, right there along Highway 14, south into Evansville, beginning to push into Magnolia. This was moving through downtown Madison earlier, kind of reducing visibility. So if you are in the path of this and you're going to be hitting the roads, just know that you will be running into some lower visibility as this moves on through. Up into Beaver Dam in Dodge County, south into Clyman and Lowell. That's where we also find another little light shower moving on through the area. But in comparison to what we saw yesterday, the heaviest snow has wrapped on up. Let's take a look there in parts of Lafayette County. That's where we're starting to see those darker blues pop up, and that's where more of that snow may have estimated to have fallen around Shullsburg, Darlington, upwards of maybe 3-ish or so inches. But a lot of this did melt, not only last night, but into today as well. We're looking at another cool day across southern Wisconsin for Monday, when the 40s, 50s, and maybe 60s return, coming up in the full forecast.
All right, sounds good, Blaze. We'll see you then. And as always, you can track the forecast for yourself on the First Warn weather app. It is hourly planners, road conditions, and even radar. You can download it for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC Weather. The Madison Marathon started at 7 this morning, and unfortunately for the runners and the viewers, it seems as if it fell on one of the coldest days we've seen in quite a while. Our Nash Dara shares.
Snow last night, freezing cold temperatures this morning. You know, why wouldn't it be that way for a marathon happening in Madison? The 2025 Madison Marathon kicked off in true Wisconsin winter temperatures in what felt like less than double-digit degrees. It was a cold one that a lot of runners had to prepare for spontaneously as we see the first snowfall of the year.
Oh, it's beautiful out here. You know, we started off with a little bit of snow on the ground, but, you know, we had it on the radar knowing that it'd be, gusts as cold as 10 degrees, so just trying to plan for that is a lot of work, but, you just do what you can and adjust along the way.
Now, by no means is Madison a stranger to the cold temps and snow in November, but for some reason, the first little flurries of the season always bring some added excitement to the holidays, and in this case, 26.2 miles.
Yeah, this is probably my favorite one. I mean, personally, and then as well as just the atmosphere. I mean, I did the Madison Marathon about 3 years ago. It just gets better and better each time, and this one's just, I love it.
It was a bustling day at Capitol Square with roughly 7,000 runners and even more friends and family surrounding. And through all that chaos, I was able to spot a familiar face.
It's incredibly awesome. People are so supportive. Everyone's cheering for you, giving you high fives. It really powers you through. It was a great course.
Along with Armand, a few other of our reporters and team here at Channel 3 were involved in the marathon, and we congratulate them on their successful race and hard work. At the Capitol, Nash Dara, News 3 Now.
Nash, thank you. And the fastest time this morning came in at 2 hours and 23 minutes, which was 3 minutes shy of the course record set last year. And as he mentioned, congratulations to the members of Channel 3 that was out there running today, and for all those that competed as well. And right now, the Goodman Community Center is getting ready for their Thanksgiving basket drive. The drive helps make sure families in need are able to enjoy a Thanksgiving meal this holiday season. Starting November 15th, you can donate the food and money needed to fill 4,000 baskets. The center has provided grocery lists of all the items they need to make this year's drive a successful one. Financial donations can also be made online at goodmancenter.org/donate. News 3 WISC-TV is a proud partner of the Thanksgiving Basket Drive. Now, for my dog lovers, you're going to really enjoy this one. Earlier today, the 2025 Wisconsin Dog Fair took place at the Align Energy Center, showcasing over 100 breeds of furry friends. Attendees were able to take part in live demonstrations and seminars from experts, as well as learn on how you can rescue and adopt. They could also meet the pups face-to-face with a stall set up for every single breed represented at the show. There were also plenty of parades of several breeds throughout the day inside the demo ring.
This is a great opportunity to get educated on not just the different breeds, but we have a variety of different training groups here that can help give you some tips on training. We have a lot of different opportunities for you to learn about the different sports that you can do with your dog, Canine Good Citizen titles, an opportunity to meet Capitol canines. So just a great opportunity overall.
The Wisconsin Dog Fair will return next year. Coming up next on News 3 Now, a recall on a popular infant formula. Plus, the president has a strong critique for those that oppose tariffs. And holiday spending projections are tracking record highs. How much? After the break.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5:30, moving forward.
Thank you for staying with us. We have a baby formula recall that we need to tell you about. By Heart brand is voluntarily pulling 2 batches of its whole nutrition infant formula. The company says the recall is being made out of an abundance of caution. The move comes after the FDA started investigating a wave of infant botulism cases across the U.S. The agency hasn't tied any formulas to the illness. The company says it will keep on working to ensure safety and transparency going forward. You can get more information about the recall at By Heart's website. President Trump says people who don't support tariffs are, quote, fools. He made the comment in a social media post on Sunday. Trump said the U.S. is taking in trillions of dollars and will soon start paying down $37 trillion worth of debt. He also said a dividend of at least $2,000 would be paid to everyone, but not including, quote, high-income people. Trump's comments come after the Supreme Court heard arguments last week over Trump's authority to impose tariffs through executive orders. Despite the longest government shutdown in U.S. history, holiday spending is expected to rise this year. The National Retail Federation forecast predicts holiday sales will reach $1 trillion. Last year, total spending reached $976 billion. Despite a projected rise in spending, experts say shoppers are more price sensitive and will be searching for more deals. The government shutdown could also make holiday spending uneven across different income brackets. The NRF says the holiday shopping season will run from November 1st through December 31st. Coming up next on News 3 Now at 5:30, Blaze Keller returns with a complete look of your First Warn forecast.
Well, how are we feeling, folks, now that the first snow of the winter season has come and gone? Are we happy? Are we sad? Regardless, we're not eyeing any more snow in the extended forecast. Temperatures are actually going to get into the 50s, maybe even the 60s by next weekend. We'll take it into Dane County. That's where we find a smattering of estimated snow totals ranging from about an inch up near Arena as well as Sauk City to just about 3 inches along the Beltline there as you make your way into Fitchburg and Verona. We find lesser amounts towards Perry and Mount Horeb. The Madison Airport officially recording about 0.6 of an inch of snow from last night. We're looking at an estimated 3 inches of snow in and around Darlington, south of Shullsburg, and just to our north as well, just outside of Cuba City. We're looking at about 2 inches. Belmont, they're about an inch. The snow has come and gone. We'll be still dealing with a flurry or two tonight. Monday is looking to be cold. We will see some sunshine. 40s return by Wednesday, and if everything pans out, we could be into the 50s and 60s by this time next week. We're looking at the 30s tomorrow, low to mid 30s underneath partly sunny conditions. A little bit cooler than that 48 where we should be for this time of year. Winds are going to be out of the northwest, so it is going to feel as though we are much cooler throughout the day, especially for folks who have to get up there bright and early. We're looking at single digits to low teens for wind chill values. As we jump ahead to about the mid-afternoon, still feeling like we're in those low to mid 20s. So you're going to need the winter jacket tomorrow. You can put it away for the rest of the week because we are going to warm on up. High pressure is the reason why we are not only going to warm on up, but why we are going to stay dry as we head into the next couple of days. Other than maybe an isolated weak or light mixed shower there starting off your Veterans Day, we are looking at quieter conditions for the rest of the afternoon. Any outdoor events are not going to be impacted. It is just going to be a bit on the breezier side. As we look ahead to Wednesday, still partly to mostly sunny conditions. Winds are not necessarily out of the south, but they're not moving in any cooler air. What we're watching actually is this colder air pushing off towards the east. It's actually going to dip as far south as the Florida area. They're predicting or issuing falling iguana warnings because when it gets that cold, iguanas just fall out of the trees there. But notice a lot more of that warmer air surging back into Canada just off to our west. That moves in overhead, so we don't really see any of that blue coming on down. But what is interesting is some of our long-range models are picking up on a large low-pressure system that looks to move through parts of the Midwest as we go into next weekend. That could keep our temperatures on the warmer side as we head into the upcoming weekend. So let's jump ahead to that 10-day forecast. There is a look at what we are expecting. 40s on Veterans Day. We're looking at the 50s maybe as early as Wednesday. For sure there by Thursday and Friday. 60s by next Saturday.
Definitely looking forward to those temperatures later. But how did it go this morning? You running the marathon?
That was so exciting. We were thinking about you all day long.
Yeah, we woke up. We were looking at the tracker.
Yep. Thinking about the weather.
The whole nine.
How was it? Home, over and under, do you think I run? Does it look like I run? Don't actually answer that. I don't want to feel bad about myself.
So, how did
it was great.
Good.
You know what? I was cheering everybody on from my patio, from my nice, warm condo as they were running.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
What about you two?
Same.
You little smart aleck.
No, we're worried about one thing, and that's what's coming up in sports, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And all we could think about last night, if we weren't thinking about the marathon, was what happened at Camp Randall yesterday. Luke Fickell is finally playing Wisconsin's brand of football, and it worked. We'll tell you more next on News 3 Now. It is no secret that when Luke Fickell came to Wisconsin, he changed the Badgers' identity dramatically. But in Wisconsin's first meaningful win in a long time, lost in the shuffle was the fact that it looked like Wisconsin football is supposed to look. Forget the fact that their punter was their leading passer. Their run game, defense, and special teams, those were the difference makers, giving them their first win over a ranked team in 1,470 days, not that I was counting, on the heels of an emotional week.
But I know that they're committed to what it is that we're doing. They're committed to each other, and they're committed to a journey that, has been disappointing, right? I mean, I'm not here to tell you that this is the expectation, to win one game and to, expect the people or our fans to rush the field. I mean, there's a greater expectation. That's why I came here. That's why these guys came here. But at times, you've got to know that people have your back.
Jumping to Germany, where the Colts are in their Taylor era, Jonathan Taylor, that is. The former Badger continues his MVP season. JT ran for 244 yards and a trio of touchdowns, catapulting the Colts to a 31-25 overtime win. Next up for Wisconsin football is Indiana, a top 2 team in the country. So just to get ahead of things, Wisconsin volleyball had no problem humbling the Hoosiers and reminding people that Wisconsin is a volleyball school who has one of the best players in the country, Charlie Furbringer, who returned from injury today and made an impact right away. She puts it on a platter for Carter Booth, who has no problem putting it down for the Badgers. One set down. How about the second set? They get it done there, too. Mimi Collier mashes one of her 14 kills. And later, it's this week's guest on the Wisconsin Huddle, Alicia Andrew, denying Indiana. The Badgers win it in straight sets, sweeping the Hoosiers. If you like Bucks basketball, you're in business. Next Saturday, they'll play the Lakers right here on News 3 Now. But first, they had to go through another one of the best in the West. Hosting Kevin Durant and the Rockets this afternoon, Bucks led for most of this one. Giannis Euros through the lane and induces the pain with the flush. The Freak had a game-high 37 points, and Jalen, take another look at that. How do you stop that? Generally, you don't, but tonight the Rockets found a way. Kevin Durant pulls up for 2 of his 31, giving Houston a lead that was a problem as the Bucks, they lose 122-115.
I'm just happy that we're still getting to see 2 of the best players in our lifetime still going at it. Kevin Durant still going strong, and obviously Giannis still top 3 player in the world.
Yeah, oftentimes we forget just how lucky we are to have a generational player right here in our state and in Milwaukee at that. I mean, that doesn't just happen. That is good fortune.
For sure. And speaking of, pretty exciting games in our state, let's go back to yesterday's game. UW getting the upset win over the Huskies. You were there. I mean, how do you feel? 24 hours removed from that huge win.
Yeah, still shocked, still a little bit cold, but just happy for Wisconsin. I mean, when not just the students, but also the alumni storm the field, you know something special is going on.
For sure. Definitely looking forward to their huge matchup against Indiana next week. Thank you, Andrew. A final check of your first win forecast is coming up when we return. At the box office this weekend, the historical thriller Nuremberg began its run in 5th place, earning $4.1 million, and Sarah's Oil didn't exactly strike it rich, opening in 4th place with $4.5 million. Black Phone 2 fell to 3rd place on ticket sales worth $5.3 million, and Colleen Hoover's Regretting You made $7.1 million for a 2nd place finish. And my personal favorite, Predator Badlands, obliterated the competition, opening with $40 million, a record debut for the franchise.
I'm more of a Colleen Hoover guy myself.
I could see it.
You knew.
Sure.
It's pretty obvious.
Can't you? No.
You two, I don't know What happens when you guys get together? But I am out here a lone island.
But you
away from the jokes.
Real quick though,
What?
You saw Predator
I
Badlands.
did.
What were your thoughts?
I thought it was great.
So not a Colleen Hoover guy.
Who is that?
I don't know. I have literally no clue.
An author.
Yeah. Oh, an author. It's an author.
Yeah.
Oh, an author. Okay, cool. Great. Well, you know what? Tomorrow it's going to be cold, and there's going to be some sunshine, and it's going to feel like we're in the 20s throughout most of the day, but we're back to the 40s on Tuesday, 60s by the weekend.
All right, well, sounds good. Thank you all for joining us. 60 Minutes is up next. We'll see you back here tonight at 10.